The 2016 Toyota Highlander, driven. The current Highlander has been around since 2014 when it received an extensive, ground-up remake. Now in the 2016 model year, the Highlander soldiers on unchanged. That won't be the case for 2017, however, as Toyota will give the 3-row crossover a mild facelift to match the all-new 3.5-liter V6 borrowed from the new Tacoma. Still, the 2016 is a relevant vehicle, offering families a reasonably priced vehicle with plenty of all-round capability, including seating for 7, towing up to 5,000 pounds, and the option of a hybrid drivetrain and AWD. What's more, the Highlander offers these things at a reasonable fee, with prices starting around $30,000. My tester, fitted with the mid-grade La Plus package, lists for $34,795. Since the Highlander is slotted as such a family-friendly vehicle, it worked out perfectly that I had family in town, necessitating the need for a third-row seat. Though there are other crossovers and full-size SUVs with gobs more space, the Highlander seemed up to the task. The third row did prove to be rather limiting in terms of legroom, but 4 adults and a 4-year-old in a car seat fit well enough. There's plenty more info below the jump, so keep reading for the full driven review. Continue reading for the full driven review. Video review. Exterior. The Highlander is a handsome, yet somewhat unassuming character. Its large front fascia, long greenhouse, and bulging taillights make it easily recognizable, but its shape is somewhat forgettable. I'm just glad my tester wasn't beige. The exterior chrome accents do help brighten things up, along the grille, around the side windows, and the clear lens taillights that mimic chrome at a glance. The Highlander is a handsome, yet somewhat unassuming character. Toyota did its best to make the Highlander look like an SUV. There's black cladding along the wheels, along the rocker panels, and around the bottom edges of the bumpers. A tidy tuck in the sheet metal just above the rocker panels gives the Highlander a visually lighter look, though it does nothing to reduce its 4,244-pound curb weight. There are several touches on the exterior that struck a chord with me. The 18-inch alloy wheels are rather good-looking, thanks to painted gray pockets and machined-faced fronts. Likewise, the plastic fender flares give the Highlander's flanks a more appealing look. Interior. The interior of the Highlander is mostly fresh in terms of design. The shelf under the dashboard garners the most attention, especially from those who like placing knick-knacks in the cup holders. Toyota also designed it as a perfect place to store cell phones. There's even a pass-through for charging cables. There's plenty of other cubby holes and storage spots around, including map pockets behind both front seats, large door pockets on the second-row doors, and cup holders for the third-row bench. There's also storage slots under the floor in the cargo area. Speaking of cargo, the Highlander allows for some impressive cargo hauling capabilities. With the second and third rows folded, there's 83.7 cubic feet of room. That's more than enough for a run to the local big box store. Cargo storage does become tight with the third row in place, keeping only 13.8 cubic feet of space. Still, that's enough for groceries or a couple backpacks. Second-row accommodations are much more adult-friendly, at least when the 60/40th split bench is slid rearward. Entry into the third row is fairly easy thanks to the folding and sliding second row. Large sill steps also make the rearward journey easier. Once seated, the third row is pretty cramped, at least for full-size adults. Legroom is the most egregious dimension. Thankfully, Toyota supplies cup holders and air vents, making the third row more livable. Second-row accommodations are much more adult-friendly, at least when the 60/40th split bench is slid rearward. In that case, legroom is generous and the reclining seatbacks allow for comfortable traveling. Second-row passengers also have access to a full HVAC controls at the rear of the center console. A folding center armrest with cup holders completes the welcoming environment. Up front, Mom and Dad have plenty of room to get comfortable. The seats are pretty comfortable with good support all around. Ergonomics for the driver are good as well, save for a low-hanging steering column that my right knee always found on the way in. Ouch! Once behind the wheel, the Highlander's dash and center console offer plenty of necessities to look at, along with good functionality. The center console is downright massive, with plenty of room for a large purse or small cloth cooler. Despite the Highlander's small flaws, it proved to be a welcoming place to spend time on the road. Ergonomics are on point, too, with the driver having controls within easy reach. The HVAC system is easy to operate thanks to two knobs for the dual-zone temperature control, with a rocker button for fan speed. Rear air controls can be operated here as well. The Entune infotainment system works like any other Toyota Entune system. It's easy enough to learn, with simply menus and 6 hard key controls for quick access to certain features. Still, the system looks somewhat dated. My tester was lacking GPS navigation or smartphone projection like Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. This means the phones came out when needing to find directions. Despite the Highlander's small flaws, it proved to be a welcoming place to spend time on the road. I still maintain the crossover works extremely well for 4 or even 5 passengers, but once the third row is used, space becomes tight. Only small kids will find the third row comfortable. In short, the third row works well in a pinch, but is a pinch for daily use. Drivetrain. Powering the Highlander is Toyota's venerable 3.5-liter V6. The transversely mounted engine features double overhead cams with variable timing on both intake and exhaust sides, helping it achieve 270 horsepower at 6,200 revolutions per minute and 248 pound-feet of torque at 4,700 revolutions per minute. The engine is mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission, that in this case, sends power to the front wheels. AWD is optional. My tester is EPA rated at 19 mpg city, 25 mpg highway, and 21 mpg combined. My tester is EPA rated at 19 mpg city, 25 mpg highway, and 21 mpg combined. During my week of extensive driving, I matched the combined rating. That's not too terrible, but there are more efficient crossovers on the market, including the hybrid version of the Highlander. Driving-wise, the V6 offers enough power for most drivers. A smooth throttle allows for comfy around-town driving. Mat the pedal, and the V6 wakes up, sending its tachometer needle screaming towards its redline. Thanks to the 6-speed auto, revs at highway speed are kept down, allowing for comfortable long-haul trips. Though the V6 is adequate, Toyota is replacing it for 2017 with the all-new 3.5-liter V6 that debuted in the Tacoma pickup. It should provide more horsepower and torque, while its port and direct injection fuel system, combined with its variable Atkinson and auto combustion cycles, make it more efficient. An 8-speed auto will also come standard. Pricing. The 2016 Highlander comes in 7 trim levels, including the 2 hybrid models. The base La Highlander starts at $29,900, for that, you get the 2.7-liter 4-cylinder and FWD. Up from that is the La Plus, like my tester. It starts at $33,895, tacking on the $900 delivery fee brings the price to $34,795, matching exactly the as-tested price of my tester. The XLE starts at $36,815, the Limited starts at $40,415, and the Limited Platinum begins at $44,490, above that is the Limited Hybrid and Limited Platinum Hybrid. With all the option boxes checked, it's easy to push the Highlander's price over the $55,000 mark. Competition. Dodge Durango. The Durango certainly caters more toward the image-conscious. Its long, low design with tons of chrome accents and available V8 offer what the Highlander doesn't, attitude. While that might not be high on everyone's list, many gravitate to the Dodge for that reason. Attitude aside, the Durango offers plenty of room for 6 or 7 passengers, depending on the second row configuration. The second row can be had with twin captain's chairs. Up front is FCA's popular 8.4-inch Uconnect infotainment system. Most Durangos come powered by the 3.6-liter Pentastar V6 mated to the ZF 8-speed automatic that sends power to the rear wheels. AWD is available. Higher trim levels can opt for the 5.7-liter Hemi V8, including the most intimidating trim level of them all, the Durango RT. Prices start at $30,495 for the SXT trim. Moving to the Limited and Citadel models, prices start at $36,995 and $41,295 respectively. The Bad Boy RT starts at $41,995. The range-topping Citadel anodized platinum trim starts at $42,390. Even with all the options selected, the Durango caps at $50,000. Read our full review on the Dodge Durango here. Honda Pilot. Like the Durango and Highlander, the Pilot offers 3 rows of seating, but with a maximum capacity of 8 passengers. That extra person might be the selling point for some buyers. For those not needing 8 seats, the second row is offered as twin captain's chairs. The Pilot's dash carries the typical Honda Sensibility and tidy design, including the push-button gear selector. Power is delivered by the sole engine option, a 3.5-liter V6 that makes 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. Base and mid-range models use a 6-speed automatic, while the upper 2 trims get a 9-speed auto with paddle shifters. AWD is optional. Pricing for the base LX model starts at $30,145. The X begins at $32,580 and the XL starts at $36,055. The high-ranking touring trim breaks into the $40,000 category with a MSRP of $41,170. The range-topping Elite trim starts at $46,570. Read our full review on the Honda Pilot here. Conclusion. The Highlander proved to be a great people hauler, at least when loaded below full capacity. As said before, the third row should only be used in a pinch rather than as an everyday spot for the tall or wide. Besides that, the Highlander makes a great case for itself as a good family vehicle with fantastic room in the first and second rows, a peppy V6, decent fuel economy, and handsome looks. It's also fantastic to see a moderately priced crossover offer all the functionality found here. As a near-base La Plus trim, my tester still came with the 8-inch Entune touchscreen, driver information center, power seats, keyless entry, and likeable 18-inch alloy wheels. Sure, there are flashier, better-equipped crossovers out there, but it's hard to complain about the La Plus value for the dollar. And after all, isn't that what most families are looking for? Love it. Value-packed 3-row crossover, comfortable first, second rows, wide range of trims and powertrains available. Leave it. Third row is cramped, not as flashy as the competition.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.